Do you believe that Tawny_Tigen is a child predator?
You kind of asked that already, but yes.
Chapter 1. The Beginning. I started playing the game Psychotic Containment Facility last year, a few months ago at this point. At that time, I was a new player to the game. I did not know the rules, and I had no idea how the game really worked. Just wanted to enjoy a good game on the Roblox platform. However, it did not take long for me to figure out how to level up, and eventually I was able to unlock more powerful positions in the game. I became an orderly recruit, which is the lowest rank, and I wanted to work my way up the ranks because of how amazing I thought this game really was. I started working hard in the game and being more active, racking up thousands of minutes played. I also loved helping people with things about the game, going as far as to answer tons of questions in the Discord server about the game and its rules. I also ended up creating a wiki for the game with the help of my co-owner. I eventually became a moderator for the PCF game, and a pretty well-known one at that. A lot of people would ping me whenever they were reporting someone, or if they just had a general question, because they knew that I cared about helping them and would help them to get their situation resolved in somewhat of a timely manner. But then I noticed that things started to change. Things got weird. I started to see the game administration staff's true colors. One high-ranking staff member even notified all the staff that were in the game's Discord server, informing them to join his Epstein Island sex-trafficking roleplay. Sounds like a funny joke, right? Until you find out that the host was 19, a legal adult, and the majority of the game's community were, and still are, murderers. Then came the mass banning and firing of high-ranking staff for small things, while the predator continued to remain on the high-ranking staff team, and so did a blatant racist. It was then when I realized I would need to speak out. I knew that I would lose my moderator role and likely even be banned. But that is worth it if it means that the corruption and blatant racism are not allowed to go excused any longer than they already have.
I hear you like I'm young.
Chapter 2. Tawny_Tigen.
I'm diddling you. I am diddling you. I am Epstein. Hold on.
The clip that you just saw was just a slither of Tawny's inappropriate actions towards me. Tawny_Tigen, the current most prominent child predator in the Psychotic Containment Facility community, has been under high levels of scrutiny for, well, being a child predator. That has been the case since January 7th, the day that we posted our first article on Tawny over on the PCF wiki. We explained how his actions were clearly disgusting and absolutely unacceptable. The article garnered over 370 views, with more still coming in every day. But Tawny made it a point to let us know that he saw the files and didn't like them, going as far as to message me through Discord and send me legal threats, as shown on your screen here. Obviously, I haven't walked back any of my claims because everything that I have said is my own opinion, supported by the evidence that I have clearly posted. He wanted to take it a little further as well, and he decided to invite me to a stage in a separate Discord server, namely Annex. The game Annex is a creative new interpretation of the mental facility game genre, so it's kind of like PCF, but it's not a copy, it's just a reimagination of the genre. It's even regarded by some as being better than Psychotic Containment Facility. This isn't a video that's sponsored by them or even about them though, so we won't speak much about them, but we will continue to speak about how the Onstage interview worked out with him. In front of a live audience of about 15 people, he must have thought that he was going to grill me and completely disprove my evidence. Or, well, that's what I thought would happen. But honestly, he just made a fool out of himself. Take a listen.
I believe that everyone have seen the Tony files, as you already probably seen them. I just start with the fact that there is absolutely no concrete, not just concrete, that there is not even any shaky proof that can even correlate to the status of
Pizza! Pizza!
I'm going to do this now. Hold on. Give me a second.
What?
Let's see. You call me a prominent pedophile, which I'm
That's
not.
not what I said. I said predator. And I do know what I'm talking about. You clearly... I listed all of this in the response to what you had said.
Oh, yes, you listed and I debunked it, and it was kind of...
You debunked
it? Yes!
Okay. But... So would you say that saying you're gonna diddle a 16-year-old makes you a
pizza
or not?
No, it's the fucking internet. He's a HR. Okay, let's see.
That doesn't make a difference.
At the time, HR, it's PCF. We joke around. There's...
You can't say that to a
Shh. I'm the smigma talking right now, okay? The small dog sits and listens, don't know how the HR fucking team works in PCF.
I know how the law works, and saying that you're gonna diddle a 16-year-old, last time I checked, is illegal.
You just don't know what philia really is.
I didn't call you a
pizza!
I called you a predator because of what you did.
Or that will classify me as a
pizza!
I created 2 different articles explaining this in detail. If you can't read them and you're illiterate, that's on your end. I mean...
Explain again. No. Explain again. I'm asking you to explain it now.
Okay, again. Here, let me pull them up for you. Then you opened up an Epstein Island roleplay and acted like you were sex trafficking minors.
Not sex trafficking. You don't know what that means.
Then what happened on Epstein Island?
Let's see. From technical standpoint, what was happening there? Bidding. What is bidding?
What happened on Epstein Island? The real Epstein Island. Because last I checked, it was sex trafficking.
Does not have anything to do. You're trying to talk law. What happened on the Epstein Island, quote-unquote, RP that I posted? What happened? People.
It's a clear reference, and you made an auction of you had my bid on each other.
Everyone there and did it voluntarily. Like it was a joke on the internet.
It's a joke. That is your favorite thing to say, huh? It's your favorite thing to say. Guess what? You're an adult. You are a grown man, and you're telling to join an Epstein Island roleplay on Roblox so that you can have them bid on each other.
Hold on. I'm just, dude. You are trying to nitpick, so I'm also gonna nitpick.
What are you talking about? As you can see there, Mr. Donnie Tigen is not very good at arguing his point. He constantly brings up misinformation. Like, he just blatantly spews out misinformation about what I said about him and what he did. And that's not okay. We're gonna take a look into what someone who's interacted with him quite a great deal, according to them, has to say about their experience with Tawny. They requested anonymity because they feared retaliation from Psychotic Containment Facility. Let's take a listen. What is the general vibe that they give off?
Tawny, I joined the roleplay on an alt account because I knew something wasn't right.
The, what roleplay can you specify?
The Epstein roleplay. It was something else. So, basically...
Hold on, can I just ask you one more question?
Yeah,
you are under 18, is this correct?
Correct. So, of course, there's the iconic clip of Tawny telling someone that he's gonna diddle them, but at some point he got racist. I don't have any screenshots.
Oh, we do.
What was that? Yo? Yeah, I heard that. What the hell? Yo.
Oh, but he went like racist. There's someone who was African American and he was like, it was bad.
I don't have screenshots of that, but I have screenshots of him being racist like other times because he's just generally racist.
Even if they were Caucasian, then he would like still say stuff about like, oh hey, we're gonna sell you. Yeah, it was really disturbing. It was like a joke that wasn't a joke and not funny at all. Yeah, apparently I didn't know this. He was the one behind the hacked audio saying slurs.
Yeah, according to a statement I was given, one of the real reasons that they wanted Maru off the staff team, you know, they had been like demoting Maru and trying to find, it seemed like they were trying to find any way to get him off of the staff team. Well, apparently one of the high-ranking staff members, actually Tawny, said that gay high-ranking staff members are not permitted, and as you know, Maru is a homosexual.
Well, that's just fucked up.
I wouldn't, you know, be surprised if that was the case. I don't want to go too radical, you know, go all out and say that, because there is another possible reason for it. Maru liked to challenge things that weren't quite right that Pivot Grind would do. Can you elaborate on what occurred inside the Epstein Island roleplay?
Basically, Tawny. First, of course, as stated previously, he tried to act like human was a joke. And then I was kicked, but I was kicked right before they were about to do something. They said they were oiling people up.
Who said that?
I don't know, but it was either Tawny or one of Tawny's friends, and it was really disturbing witnessing that.
Would you say that, like, in your own opinion, honestly, do you think that he truly wanted to do this just because he wanted to manipulate the community of he had access to, or do you think it was just done because he thought it was a joke?
I think it started out as a joke. I didn't think it was a good joke. I didn't think it was funny. Started out as a joke. And then it wasn't a joke by the time I got kicked. At that point, he was blatantly he did it twice.
Who did?
Tawny.
Oh, he did what twice? The Epstein Island roleplay?
Yeah, twice.
So he's done it on 2 separate occasions.
Yes, but he deleted everything, including all the original stuff. I would say, yeah, he is.
Pizza!
No, for sure.
Now, if that clip wasn't enough to persuade you that Tawny wasn't the best person, maybe this image of him hosting a child bombing roleplay in Roblox will. Ever wanted to share your music tastes with the world? Build a community around it? Enter radiocast.net. We make launching your very own online radio station incredibly easy and affordable, with prices starting at just $5.99 a month. We give you the tools that professionals use, a 24/7 automated DJ to keep the vibe going even when you're offline, advanced APIs for developers, and beautiful free players and embedded players for your site. Plus, we're the only online radio station hosting platform that gets your station heard inside the popular Steam game Ships at Sea. Get the tools you need for the price you want. Sign up at radiocast.net.
Radiocast.
Chapter 3. Riggsy. The high-ranking staff member Riggsy is well known inside the Psychotic Containment Facility community, and not just because he is a high-ranking staff member. He's also known for his constant use of racial slurs. Plus, considering that he's 17 years old, I would say that it is fair to assume that he knows what he is doing is wrong, and nothing short of disgusting and hateful. Once Riggsy caught word that we would be creating an article on him and including him inside of this documentary, he joined our Discord server, which is centered around the project. Here's what he said while he was there.
Oh no, I said the N-word in 2 completely different Discords. I'm racist. No.
I respond with, you frequently use the N-word.
And that makes me the most racist stuff. Ugh. There are people with way bigger N-word usage. Tony ain't a pred.
I am diddling you.
Unpaid is, and he's gone.
Blatant misinformation. He was not a predator. He manipulated an adult. He was not over the age of 18.
So you're saying that he didn't deserve to be removed?
Not what I said. You're twisting my words. I said he wasn't a predator, not that he shouldn't have been removed.
I'm twisting your words how you twist mine.
I don't know how I'm twisting your words. I called you saying the N-word racist.
The second screenshot I understand, but the first one is just a little because that was in a friend group.
Here are a few examples of Riggsy being racist and using the N-word.
No. You're the
Chapter 4. The Master Manipulator. Here's the chapter that you've been waiting for. This one is about the game's owner, Pivot Grind. One important note is that I do not have or know Pivot Grind's actual age, and estimates from the community range from 16 years old to over 20. And I cannot in good faith make any accusations based on an age that the subject themselves or other documents have not confirmed. But I can make accusations based on things that Pivot Grind has done, regardless of what his age would imply. However, before I can explain Pivot Grind's wrongdoings, I must tell you about the story of Unpaid Bartender. Unpaid Bartender was one of the highest ranking staff members in the Psychotic Containment Facility game. He was known for hosting some of the strictest trainings in the game, and maintaining a very iron-fisted persona within the community. But his career in Psychotic Containment Facility was about to crumble. It is not very clear what happened to cause this, but I've tried to interpret this to the best of my ability and fill in some of the gaps. Morelia, a senior enforcement orderly at the time, exposed the direct messages that she had exchanged with Unpaid Bartender, and so did another victim who will remain unnamed. Morelia had revealed these to the entire Psychotic Containment Facility community, supposedly after she had learned that he was not the age he said he was. See, Unpaid Bartender had altered his identification card, a government document, to show his age as higher than it really was. Why? Because Morelia was 21 and Unpaid Bartender was still a minor. His age? 17. The direct messages from both victims were very charged, and apparently, while not released to the public for obvious reasons, Unpaid Bartender had reportedly sent images of himself as a minor. Now, how this is relevant to Pivot Grind being manipulative himself? Well, in a few ways. He painted Unpaid Bartender as a pizza, making it seem as if he was an adult preying on a 19-year-old. This is simply not true. Another huge issue with this is that no one said anything about Morelia's response to Unpaid Bartender, where she sent a message with a sexual undertone even after knowing of his age, saying that, quote, "it's normal size at best," end quote, instead of immediately blocking him. This implies that she received images and or videos of Unpaid Bartender's and or others, which would require her to report receiving it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited upon confirming his real age. There was no indication that she reported this to the proper authorities. To be clear, I am not excusing Unpaid Bartender's behavior, but I am simply bringing the entire picture of the situation to the light, making this entire situation, including all of the screenshots that were sexually charged, public to a server filled with also seems quite irresponsible, especially when done by an adult. Pivot Grind and his high-ranking staff team intentionally manipulated the situation within the Psychotic Containment Facility's Discord server to make it seem as if Unpaid Bartender was a pedophile, when he was not. He was a minor. Meanwhile, the person who told a minor that he would, quote, diddle, end quote, them, and then proceeded to simulate anal sex on Roblox with the minor was still not banned, and still remains a high rank to this day. Pivot Grind also, in my opinion, violated 15 U.S. Code Section 1125, which prohibits false descriptions of goods and services. Pivot Grind could potentially be held civilly liable under this law because he offers virtual goods, game passes, which can be purchased using Robux. He created a false and misleading representation of fact about his products, purchasable using Robux, which is purchasable using real currency. He misrepresents these by presenting clear rules that are required to be followed when playing the Psychotic Containment Facility game, and heavily implying and directly stating that not following these rules will result in moderation action being taken in the game. However, he frequently barred users from accessing the game for no reason, and often did this permanently until another high-ranking staff member removed the ban. This means that even though the user had a reasonable expectation to maintain ownership of this virtual item unless they violated Roblox's terms of service or the game's rules, they had access to the virtual item revoked without any proper reasoning. I brought up potential civil liability earlier, and that may have gotten some of you thinking, what about Roblox's mandatory informal dispute resolution process? Would a civil lawsuit like this have to be handled through arbitration? The answer from what I have found is no. The arbitration agreement and class action waiver only prohibit legal action not under the mandatory informal dispute resolution process when the dispute is between the user and Roblox, not when it is between a user and a creator. It's also important to note that even though Pivot Grind does not live in the United States, he does business through a United States-based company and has United States-based customers, so he is required to comply with United States laws. Pivot Grind further manipulates his community by making them believe that games on the Roblox platform with absolutely no visual resemblance to the Psychotic Containment Facility game, including games like Department 42, are copies of the Psychotic Containment Facility game. Not only does Pivot Grind knowingly do this to ensure that other games in the same genre cannot be successful, he bans anyone who dares to join such a server, highlighting how anti-competitive his practices really are. Furthermore, Pivot Grind notified his entire community on Discord, asking them to ping Morelia, the aforementioned 21-year-old, to, quote, clean, end quote, you. Morelia did, however, swiftly follow this announcement, condemning these actions, informing the community that anyone who pinged her in hopes of being, quote, clean, end quote, would face moderation action. Pivot Grind also oppresses his community to ensure that only the most squeaky clean things about the game are said, meaning that people who speak out on issues would be banned permanently immediately upon Pivot Grind discovering it. Pivot Grind emotionally manipulates his staff by creating a ranking system that locks people in, gets people to rank up, and then randomly results in them being fired, in spite of however much hard work they put in to get to where they are. He makes them feel like they were a part of a community, then strips it away the second he feels like it. No good reason required. Pivot Grind is also extremely greedy. According to multiple Psychotic Containment Facility staff members, Pivot Grind does not pay his high-ranking staff members, and whenever they want to host a training for lower-ranked staff to be able to work their way up the rank hierarchy, they are required to pay Pivot Grind 100 Robux, or about $1 USD a month, to rent a private server on the game. Based on some rough estimations that I've run, I've concluded that it's likely that Pivot Grind has made around 15 million Robux from this game.
And the NASDAQ smashing records.
You ain't no economic expert, okay?
For the folks that decided to watch until the very end of the video, thank you so much for your support. This video took an enormous amount of time, weeks it took to put together, gather all of the evidence, and a special thank you to everyone who helped and submitted evidence in the Discord server. Guys, thank you so much for that. This video would not have been possible without you. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. Any corrections to the video will be posted in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and this is Muffin, signing off.
Me, I'm poppin', have no plans on stopping, no. Me, I'm poppin', I'm so locked in, ay. Me, I'm poppin', why aren't you a top 10, why? Me, I'm poppin', why aren't you a top 10, ay?